Anger at the state. This is justice Maoist style. Mostly from the poorer sections of Indian society, Maoist fighters have been battling the state since the late 60s. Targeting police officials and those sympathetic to the state, they say their fight is for development and to claim back their land.
The imperialist government is giving us false sense of freedom. The poor here are being oppressed by this government, and that's why we are fighting them.
To their supporters, the Maoists known in India as Naxalites are fighting against widespread corruption in the local government. They're against the increasing land grab of tribal areas for public and private projects, all of which adds to the lack of local development. Their militias have now mushroomed, using both traditional and modern weaponry. But there's also been much criticism. Violence and casualties are both on the rise, making them increasingly unpopular with the locals. Over 1,000 people have died in the conflict in this year alone. Indian Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, at a summit on internal security on Monday, termed the Maoists a major threat to India's security.
There have been heavy casualties inflicted recently on our security forces by the Naxalite groups. There are also indications of yet more offensive action by these groups. The problem of left-wing extremism is indeed a complex one.
The only way is to listen to people.
Mamta Das, a social activist, works with displaced tribal people. She says the state needs to address their problems rather than alienate them further.
It is a political issue and it has to be dealt with politically. And, staging or waging a war against, whether Maoist or the resistances by people is not the solution.
India's police forces are still ill-equipped, and many states aren't investing enough in the security forces. Analysts say this is a part of the problem.
That the utilization of available resources is abysmal. In some states, it is as little as 30% of funds given for, say, police modernization. Now, if the states don't respond, I don't see a real development of capacities here.
The Prime Minister has asked state governments to submit report cards based on the progress they've made in tackling Maoist fighters. But experts feel that unless an honest dialogue doesn't develop between the government and the people, finding a solution to this problem isn't going to be that easy. Prerna, Suri, Al Jazeera, New Delhi.